Best of Show honorable mention goes to Panther for the Extreme Digital Guide by Konica Minolta. This was an unbelievable piece with all kinds of great samples all the way through it. It was just a remarkable piece done by Panther for Konica Minolta. The foil that was used on this piece was supplied by Crown Roll Leaf, and the embellishments with the coatings and the foils was all done on their MGI jet varnish with an eye foil. So now we're going to go ahead and go to Chris Yardley, president of Panther, and talk to her about her win. This piece was incredible. Out of the 30-some Gold Leaf Award winners, our judges take all the gold winners and decide on a best of show. This year, I know it's very, very tough, and it came down with your piece and another piece that stood out, over everything else that was entered this year. So it's just an awesome piece. I might have you, if you have a minute, to just tell us a little bit about the Extreme Digital Guide that you did for Konica Minolta. The pages are incredible. I know all this was, the embellishment part was done with your MGI jet varnish and the foils and the spot varnish. But if you could tell us a little bit about the project, how it came about, how some of these incredible pages were selected, that would be great.
Okay, well, thank you, and we're pretty honored, and it's pretty exciting to have won this, and I think that every year we submit our samples, and we always get excited about which ones we're submitting, and this one we definitely had to submit because it was a labor of love, and it sort of came about because we had done a digital guide 1, and we did do the digital guide 1. It was called the Designer's Guide, and it was hand in hand with KM1. This particular guide, we kind of did on our own, and I really wanted to make the text in the guide say a story as well, because everybody was so insular with the life we were living with the pandemic and everything else, and the guide was a way to reach people, because we've had such a touchless life, and to get that tactile touchless to overcome it with the print thing really kind of excited us. And the shop was also a little slow, so we were able to really dive into each page. And I really tried to go spread by spread. And I people probably don't realize, but I started my career many years ago as a typographer. So type is really important to me. And I think we did a beautiful job in this guide of highlighting the typography and the design elements. And, if you start with a really good solid design and you're telling a beautiful story, having enhanced beautiful print just kind of, makes it all come together. And we tried to use of course we used the MGI, but we also used the KM1 a lot. It's a phenomenal inkjet press. Allowed us to do a lot of textured embossed papers and unusual substrates. There was a paper in there called the Nina Starlight Astro Silver. That's just a phenomenal sheet. It's got such texture. And, we discovered that you can actually lamb one side and foil and varnish, and it looks like a completely different substrate, but it's not duplexed. It's just one piece of paper. So it was kind of interesting. The registration of the KM1 on some of these pages just is phenomenal, One of the lead-in pages, I was going to hold up the book, but I won't. It's called Extreme, and I think that really I wanted to say that word first because, print is becoming extreme, and I think that having something with a touch point just gives it that extreme edge. But we actually did the word extreme with a matte silver foil, and it's just phenomenal. But you
can show it if you have it.
Well, I'm not sure if it will go like that. It sort of goes in and out on the background, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I see that a little bit. Yeah, but now you can see it. Yeah.
But the interesting thing about that is, we did it first with a shiny silver, and that's just not working. And, so then we tried the matte, and we thought, oh my God, that matte's just gorgeous. And, but because it's such a large area of foil, then we put a varnish on top, and it's just smooth like glass, and Of course it doesn't scratch. It's beautiful. So I think the whole point of the guide was a touch point in an increasingly touchless world. And that's kind of what got me going on all the copy. One of the spreads is called embellishment. It gives movement to the printed page, which is what we do. It's our specialty. And, I wanted to kind of tell a story with the guide. And I think I don't know if people will actually read it as they go along or just look at the beautiful pictures, but, the world is going to be looking for new ideas when we emerge from this,
Oh yeah.
and print can tell a story like nothing else can. So the guide sort of became my savior because it gave me a creative outlet, and with my designer, in-house designer, and we agonized over every page and every word, and it was something we were really proud of at the end of the day.
That's wonderful. And it sounds like then KM Konica Minolta really gave you the reins to come up with the ideas and the design and the pages and so forth.
Well, I kind of took a build it and they will come approach to it. I made the guide and then I said, hey, what do you think? And I was lucky enough to have them embrace it. So that I was very fortunate with that. And I also had Neil Faulkner, who he has a company called Print Future, but he also works with Procom with KM1, their user group. And he did a video for me on YouTube highlighting the guide. And, I really respect his opinion on things. So I wanted to get his take on it before I even sent it to you for any kind of award. And, he said to me that it blew him away, that it reinvigorated him with an energy and a passion. And, I thought, wow, that's big words coming from him. And, he said it was an absolute masterpiece. So I thought, okay, if he's saying it's an absolute masterpiece, I must have done an okay job here. And of course, my team is so amazing. But, the foil and varnish and embellishments and die cutting and all the things we put into this piece certainly stand out. But also the print quality is just crazy. Like when I look at some of the Curio Press pages as well as the KM1 pages, the color is just stunning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I noticed that too. The digital printing is excellent. The embellishments do stand out, but it's just a beautiful piece all the way through. And
there's one page in there that talks about brand, refreshing tactile brand awareness, because everybody's so big on brand right now and getting to the brand owners and figuring what they wanted. We just die cut the N on brand, and it just sort of came together with this pink and orange theme. And funnily enough, pink and orange are now my favorite colors, and I've just painted the office pink and orange. So everybody thinks I've gone completely crazy. We also tried to get the wide format in there too, though. There's on the page that has a swatch book with all the large format materials, which we did not do in the first guide. And we just picked some cool substrates from the large format that we tend to use a lot, and we made a little sample book. I don't know if you can see that page. I'll try and hold it up, but it's this little swatch book thing.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And it's just a cute little piece that actually, I was thinking after we do the guide, I mean, just as a little standalone piece, because sometimes your clients will say, oh, well, what materials do you have? And I thought, what a cute little way to do it, and it just kind of evolved really, and
right.
Anyway, Cam were pleased with it, and then they had an embellishment day in February, I believe it was, and we did a little video with their new demo center in New Jersey, which is phenomenal. I've never been there in person, and I almost made it, and then the pandemic hit, so I'm dying to go when I'm allowed to fly again. But they did a little preview on it, and I think it was well received. So I'm
excellent.
Happy.
Yeah, which was I was gonna ask you. I'm guessing that overall, KM has been very pleased with it. And have you gotten feedback too from them sending it to customers or providing it to some of their customers or brand owners and so forth?
Yeah, and I've had a lot of people. They ordered quite a few of them, which was obviously wonderful. And but also we have a link on the website that people can order directly, and we've had people all over the world asking for it, like India and the UK, and that's pretty cool because I always kind of measure myself. And by the way, Neil, who did the YouTube video of it, is in the UK, and I always kind of benchmark myself on what they're doing because they always have a bit of a creative edge to us. I don't know what it is, but it makes me crazy. But they're always kind of that little step above. And I thought, wow, if he's giving me that kind of review, I know I did okay on this one. And I think that's what we have to kind of think about when we're coming into this new reality that we're living in, is that you got to just put that little bit extra and give people a reason to want to read and touch your piece, right?
I think it's wonderful, and you know what I love about, certainly the digital decorating. It's not brand new. I mean, you've been doing it, of course, for a while now, but in relative terms, it's still new. All of the digital coatings, the raised coatings, and the raised foil, and so forth, is new to a lot of people, and a lot of things you're doing, and some others as well. It really has put a new light on embellishments overall, decorating and using spot, coatings in the right way, and it just it really has created a whole new light to everybody. If it's traditional hot or cold foil or digital foil and digital coatings, it's really I think helped bring a new light and a new era to embellishments.
One thing I did do on this piece, so I'll just kind of hold this up. It's the page that gives you the production note. So I guess it can't show very well on Zoom, but it's the last page in the guide, and we actually show every layer. So we show the varnish layer, we show the foil varnish print, etc., the die cut layer. So if a designer or anybody was looking at this, they'd say, how did they do that? They can have a very quick little snapshot on, oh wow, that's how they did that layer. And we wanted to do that page by page, and I think it hopefully will be helpful. But I think because people just don't get like how they did it. And you're right, embellishment. We're over 4 years now, but one thing we're doing now is, we might put a foil and varnish down, but then we put a pattern on the foil with the varnish, and so many little tweaky things we're doing now that, we didn't do before. So I think that it continues to evolve. Like there's no limit, I feel like there's no limit, and more cool papers. Like my paper suppliers are always bringing me cool papers because, oh, you can't use an uncoated. Well, now we use uncoated. Now we use so many things now, and different lambs. I got a brand new lamb sample last week of it's sort of almost like a sand. So because soft touch. Well, this isn't that. And it's not like super, it's kind of a medium tactile touch. And so we're testing it for them and to see, if it sticks, because some of the inkjet lambs, toner lamb, it's a whole different ball game, right? So you have to really get going with all that. But I think that that it's taking print to a new level, and it has been, and I think it's going to be the driver. I think it's going to be the direction and the future of the print industry, which, by the way, was Neil's line, not mine, so I can't take credit for it. But I thought, that's true. It is the direction and the future, because
I think it is too.
It's only going to get better, and wilder things are going to be designed and done.
I totally agree. And thank you, Chris, you've done some wonderful work. This is just the peak of the iceberg, really the top of the iceberg of a lot of other great things you've done. Congratulations again. It's an unbelievable piece. And hopefully we're going to get together at Printing United for a reception and a little get together where we'll have all these pieces available so people can see them in real life. So thanks again, and congratulations.
Okay, well, thank you, Jeff. You take care.
All right. Bye. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.